What would you think if I told you that the man who broke your heart, the one who ghosted you, who strung you along with breadcrumbs of affection, that he was not the problem? What if he was merely an actor playing a role in a drama you yourself had co-written? The script, you see, was etched deep within your own unconscious, a silent pact forged in the shadows of your psyche long before you ever met him. This isn't a comfortable truth, but the Jungian path is not one of comfort. It is a descent into the underworld of the self, a pilgrimage into the dark forest of the soul to retrieve what was lost. Today, we step into the crucible. We answer your questions, not from a place of blaming him or forgiving him, but from a place of profound self-confrontation. We will not analyze his behavior, we will analyze yours, not to shame you, but to liberate you. We will speak of the man you are drawn to and ask, what part of you is calling him forth? Look at the archetype of the asterisk, shadow, asterisk. Not just the dark, repressed parts you'd rather not see, but the unlived life, the unexpressed potential, the power you deny yourself. A woman who constantly seeks validation from an emotionally unavailable man may be projecting her own unacknowledged self-worth onto him. She sees in his fleeting attention a mirror of the love she believes she must earn, a reflection of the deep-seated belief that she is not enough. This man is not the cause of her pain, he is the perfect container for it, a living embodiment of the inner wound. He appears as the asterisk, king of wounds, asterisk, but only because she has unconsciously crowned him as such. She is not seeking a partner, she is seeking a test, a trial by fire to prove her own worth to herself. But the test is rigged. No amount of his affection will ever be enough, because the emptiness she feels is not a void left by him. It is an internal chasm that only she can fill. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus taught that what truly disturbs a person is not what happens to them, but their judgment about what happens. The sting of his abandonment is not the abandonment itself, but the self-lacerating thought that follows. I am unlovable. This thought, this internal judgment, is the true tormentor. Consider the dynamic of a woman who finds herself perpetually drawn to the bad boy. This isn't a simple case of attraction to danger. It is often an unconscious seeking of her own asterisk male anima asterisk, the undeveloped, wild, and assertive masculine principle within her. She is not truly attracted to him. She is attracted to the part of herself she has been taught to suppress. Society, family, and tradition have perhaps told her to be compliant, to be soft, to be quiet. So she seeks out a man who embodies the very power she has disowned. He is her shadow, a living, breathing paradox. He is the freedom she desires, the rage she represses, the wildness she has caged. And when he inevitably betrays her, he is not just breaking her heart, he is shattering the illusion that she can live vicariously through him. The heartbreak is a kind of shadow work in itself, a painful but necessary confrontation with the truth that she must reclaim her own power, her own wildness, her own masculine energy. The man was merely the catalyst, the sharp rock that broke the dam. The flood that follows the grief, the anger, the tears is the release of her own buried life force. Her pain is a portal. It is the fierce, fiery descent into the darkness of her own soul, where she will either be consumed or, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes. The deepest wounds are not inflicted by others, they are self-inflicted projections. The woman who feels abandoned is re-experiencing an old abandonment, perhaps from a parent who was emotionally absent. The man who disappears on her is just a symbol, a stand-in for the original figure. His act is not a new wound, but the reopening of an old one. This is the realm of psychological repetition compulsion, the unconscious drive to reenact past traumas in an attempt to master them. But you cannot master a trauma by reenacting it. You can only master it by becoming conscious of it, by seeing the man not as a perpetrator, but as a mirror reflecting a little girl still waiting for her daddy to come back. The question is not, why did he leave? The question is, what part of me is still a child, begging for someone else to stay and make her feel safe? The true work of individuation is not about finding the perfect partner, it is about becoming the whole person who no longer needs external validation to feel complete. It is about becoming your own hero, your own protector, your own source of safety. Imagine you are the CEO of your own soul, your heart, your time, your energy. These are your most valuable assets. How many of you, in the name of love, have given away equity in this company without a single question? You have invested in men who were not in the business of building, but in the business of consumption. They were not partners, they were parasites, drawn to your light and your generosity, not to reciprocate, but to absorb. This is not a judgment, but an observation of a psychological truth. The masculine unconscious, in its unintegrated, wounded state, is often a devourer. It seeks out the feminine, not to harmonize with it, but to consume its life force, to feed on its empathy, its kindness, its nurturing energy. And the feminine, in its unintegrated, wounded state, mistakes this consumption for love. She believes that to be needed is to be loved, that to be drained is to be valued. This is a tragedy of the soul, a shadow dance where both parties are playing out their unconscious wounds. The man who cannot commit is often a man terrified of his own depth. He fears intimacy not because he is a monster, but because he is a boy who has never learned how to hold space for his own emotions, let alone another's. His flight is a desperate attempt to outrun his own shadow, the part of him that feels weak, that feels inadequate, that feels terrified of being seen and known. He projects this fear onto the relationship, turning it into a cage from which he must escape. And the woman who chases him is not truly chasing him. She is chasing her own unlived life, the part of herself that is still yearning for a hero to save her from her own loneliness. She is chasing the illusion that his commitment will finally grant her the sense of security and validation that she has never been able to give herself. Her pain is not a result of his unavailability, it is a symptom of her own unowned power. Jungian psychology teaches us that the path to wholeness is individuation, the process of becoming the unique, undivided self. This process is not a linear march toward perfection, but a spiral descent into the psyche's depths. It requires a fierce confrontation with the anima the unconscious feminine principle in men, and the animus the unconscious masculine principle in women. The man who is a player is often a man whose anima is a chaotic and fragmented force, a series of fleeting desires and unfulfilled needs. He is not seeking women, he is seeking a fleeting connection to the feminine principle he lacks within himself. He is a ghost haunting the house of intimacy, unable to truly inhabit it. The woman who falls for him, who invests her hope in his promises, is often a woman whose animus is not a wise guide, but a demanding inner critic. It tells her she is not worthy, that she must earn love, that she must work hard to prove her value. This inner voice drives her to seek out the very men who will confirm her deepest fears. The man becomes the external manifestation of her own internal tyrant. This is where the Stoics provide a profound counter-narrative. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change, life is opinion. Your suffering is not in the man's actions, but in your opinion about them. Your opinion that his non-committal behavior means you are not enough. Your opinion that his ghosting means you are unlovable." This is the internal locus of control, the understanding that your emotional response is not determined by external events, but by your own inner state. The freedom you seek is not in changing him, but in changing your own mind. It is in the ruthless and honest examination of your own beliefs about love, about men, and most importantly, about yourself. It is in the process of reclaiming your power from the external world and placing it back where it belongs, within your own sovereign soul. True empowerment is not about getting a man to commit, it is about reaching a point where his commitment is no longer a prerequisite for your own happiness. It is about becoming so complete within yourself that his presence is a beautiful addition, but his absence is not a devastating loss. The woman who breaks free from this cycle is the one who understands that her worth is not a negotiation, it is a birthright. She stops seeking a man to complete her and starts seeking a man to complement her. She no longer looks for a rescuer, but for a fellow traveler on the path of individuation. She has done the shadow work, faced her demons, and emerged with the quiet confidence of a queen who knows her own kingdom. She understands that the most powerful attraction is not based on need or lack, but on the resonant frequency of two whole souls meeting in a space of mutual respect and admiration. There is a question that lurks in the silence after a heartbreak, a question that the ego tries to drown out with anger or self-pity. What did I get from this relationship, beyond the pain? This is not an inquiry into his virtues or his flaws. This is an invitation to the profound and solitary work of psychological alchemy. Every relationship, especially the difficult ones, is a mirror. It shows you what you need to heal, what you need to learn, and what parts of yourself are still waiting to be integrated. The man who hurt you was not a villain, he was a teacher. His lesson was a brutal one, but it was tailor-made for your specific soul's curriculum. It was a lesson in self-worth for the woman who believed she had to earn love. It was a lesson in boundaries for the woman who had none. It was a lesson in emotional sovereignty for the woman who had given her power away. The concept of the Puer Aeternus or the eternal boy, is not just a Jungian archetype for men. It is a profound psychological truth about the masculine in its unintegrated form. He is the man who fears commitment because he fears adulthood, responsibility, and the inevitable pain that comes with true intimacy. He is the charmer who promises a future he has no intention of building. He is the ghost who disappears just as the conversation deepens. His behavior is not a reflection of your worth, it is a reflection of his own inner chaos. His inability to stay is a direct symptom of his inability to integrate his own shadow, to face the parts of himself that are weak, frightened, and insecure. He is a boy in a man's body, and you, in your feminine wisdom and your desire for connection, have often mistaken his potential for his reality. You have seen the king he could be, while he has only ever been the eternal prince. The woman who seeks to fix or save this man is often driven by her own anima projection. She sees in him not who he is, but the wounded masculine part of her own psyche that she longs to heal. She wants to be his savior, to be the one who finally tames his wild heart and helps him become whole. But this is a form of spiritual bypassing. You cannot heal another's wounds. You can only hold space for them as they do the work themselves. The desire to fix a man is often a displacement of the desire to fix yourself. It is easier to focus on his brokenness than to confront your own. The moment a woman recognizes this, she begins to reclaim her power. She stops pouring her life force into a bottomless pit and begins to channel it inward into her own growth and her own healing. Stoicism provides a powerful antidote to this kind of codependent thinking. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Your trials in love were not punishments, they were opportunities for polishing. They were the friction that revealed the true nature of your strength, your resilience, and your inner diamond. The pain you felt was not a sign of your weakness, but a sign of your depth. A shallow pond does not feel the full force of a storm. It is the deep ocean that thrashes and churns. Your capacity for pain is a reflection of your capacity for love, for joy, and for life itself. Do not curse the pain, learn from it. Do not fear it, honor it. It is the crucible in which your soul is forged. The path of individuation is a lonely one, but it is not without companionship. The companionship you seek is not from a partner, but from your own wise inner self. The woman who has done this work no longer asks, "Why doesn't he love me?" She asks, "Why was I looking for love in a place where it was not?" She understands that the love she craved was not a love from him, but a love for herself she had not yet discovered. She understands that the pain she endured was not inflicted upon her, but was an invitation from her own soul to come home. The most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is that your happiness is dependent on another person's behavior. This is not just a romantic myth, it is a profound psychological trap. It places your sense of self-worth and emotional stability on a foundation of shifting sand. You are giving a stranger a man with his own unhealed wounds, his own unconscious demons, his own fears the key to your inner kingdom. And when he inevitably misplaces that key, or worse, uses it to lock you out, you are left in the cold, feeling powerless and abandoned. This is a choice you made, however unconsciously. This is the choice to live as a victim of your own emotional state, rather than as its sovereign. The path of true liberation begins with the radical act of reclaiming your power. It is an act of saying, "My joy is not your responsibility. My peace is not your burden. My worth is not up for negotiation, and it certainly is not for you to decide. This brings us to the core of Jungian empowerment, the conscious integration of the shadow. The shadow is not just the part of you that is angry or jealous or insecure. It is also the part of you that is fierce, that is assertive, that is unapologetically powerful. For many women, the shadow contains the very masculine qualities they have been taught to suppress. The ability to set firm boundaries without apology, the courage to walk away from what does not serve them, the audacity to prioritize their own needs and desires. A woman who is a fixer or a pleaser is often a woman who has disowned her own inner strength. She projects this strength onto men, hoping to find in them the backbone she fears she does not possess herself. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the pain of being used, these are not random acts of cruelty. They are wake-up calls from your own soul, urging you to stop projecting and start embodying. They are a call to integrate your own inner king, to become the protector and sovereign of your own inner world. The ultimate act of emotional freedom is detachment from external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not the thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. The man who did not call, the one who left you on read, the one who chose someone else, these are not the source of your pain. Your pain comes from the judgment you attach to their actions. The judgment that their behavior means something about you, about your worth, about your desirability. This is a subtle but powerful form of self-sabotage. You are handing over the power of your emotional state to someone who, by their very actions, has shown they are not worthy of it. True detachment is not about becoming cold or uncaring. It is about becoming emotionally self-sufficient. It is about cultivating an inner state of peace that is so profound and so unshakable that the actions of others, their praise, their criticism, their presence, their absence cannot touch it. This is the final destination on the path of individuation. It is the place where you no longer look for love, because you are a fountain of it. You are no longer seeking to be chosen, because you have chosen yourself. You have done the work, you have faced the shadows, you have integrated the disowned parts of yourself. The relationships that come into your life now are not born of need, but of resonance. You are not looking for someone to fill a void, you are looking for someone to share your abundance. And in this space of emotional freedom, you will find that the only question that matters is not, will he stay? But, am I living in a way that is true to my own soul? This is the only question that leads to lasting peace.